In Nigeria, fuel prices have also tripled since Tinubu ended the subsidies, with food, transport and power prices feeling the knock-on effect. And then the subsidy was the first measure taken by Tinubu, who sees the subsidies as unsustainable financial waste costing the state billions of dollars a year and allowing massive smuggling of subsidized gasoline to neighboring countries. And that's the much I can take on that one. But this is not the first time we get to see a story like this. Cameroon and other neighboring countries are currently feeling the effect of the subsidy removal here in Nigeria. What does this say? What does this really say? It says the corruption is not just for those in government positions, but also for those who are ordinary masses like you and I, the ordinary people like you and I. Corruption has eaten deep into almost, if not all, the facets of our society, and it's a sad situation, I should say. But let's go on. I'm looking at another headline, and this time it is workers to receive cost of living petrol allowances. Workers to receive cost of living petrol allowances. Now, the federal government states propose palliatives to cushion effects of petrol subsidy withdrawal. The National Economic Council yesterday considered two forms of palliatives for workers and vulnerable persons to cushion the effects of petrol subsidy removal. The proposals are living cost allowance of over 702 billion naira and petroleum allowance ranging from 23.5 billion naira to 45 billion naira per month. Now, the council explained after its more than 5.5 hours meeting presided over by Vice President Kashim Shettima that the 702 billion naira was recommended by the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission based on labor demands. Before the meeting, President Bola Tinubu, who inaugurated the NEC, charged his members to work with his administration to revive the economic fortunes of Nigeria and its citizens. So what do you make of this? They're rolling out monies now to ensure that you and I, or at least civil servants, don't get to feel the effects of the current economic state of Nigeria. Do you think this is a welcome idea? I know we talked about it. Yesterday at I think the 5 o'clock hour. We asked if salary award is good enough, a palliative, given the increment in price of petrol and every other commodity in Nigeria. And now they're coming out to say, okay, see, we're going to give you 702 billion naira, and we're also going to release between 25 to 45 billion naira. One is for living cost allowances, the other is for petroleum cost or something like that. But what do you make of it? Do you think it's a welcome development? When I come back, I will read the last story. For now, there is a commercial break. Remember, you're listening to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info, and I am Kalada Korubatubo. Good afternoon. phone lines and begin taking your contributions. Oh my, I have one last story, and I've got some kind of interest in this story because it spells trouble, so to say. It spells trouble, and it will be on the foundation of this headline that, or at least I will be building my first conversation on this foundation, this headline that is. 52% of Nigerian professionals want to relocate abroad, according to a study. 52% of Nigerian professionals want to relocate abroad, according to a study. I'm going to read that because you can find that story on. You can find that story on the Leadership newspaper. This one says a recent survey by Phillips Consulting has shown that over half of Nigerian professionals are considering leaving their current jobs and moving abroad within a year. Now, the Talent Management Report, A New World Order, Shifting Paradigms in Addressing the Brain Drain, was presented during the quarterly meetup of the Nigerian Human Resources Directors Network in Lagos. Finance and insurance, professional services, education, healthcare, and IT will be the hardest hit professions. Nearly 50% of employees working in these fields are considering leaving. According to the report, Nigerian businesses face numerous challenges in the post-pandemic world, such as market uncertainty, inflation, digitization, acceleration, changes in consumer behavior, increased operational expenses, and complexity. But employee retention and brain drain prevention are today's most pressing issues. The rising cost of living is implicating employees' finances and workplace productivity. Before the Ukraine crisis, the Nigerian economy faced multiple challenges, including unemployment, a weak currency, and insecurity. The situation has exacerbated the high cost of living and affected employees' finances and purchasing power. Research findings show that 90% of Nigerians who have faced an increased cost of living are cutting their spending on essential and non-essential items. But the truth is, I know a lot of people don't tell you, it's not really much different out there. I'm not saying, I know life is, the systems work, so life is somewhat more comfortable over there, but it's still faced and characterized by economic issues. Inflation, global economy issues, all of that. But however, that's not my point. My point is, if 52% of our professionals are intending to leave Nigeria, it means that whatever work they are doing now might not be as productive as it would have been if they had their minds in Nigeria. 1, 2. It also means that if they leave, Nigeria would be hit in terms of manpower. Knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is what translates into the growth of a society. So if these people leave, I'm wondering, what then happens to the Nigerian labor force? We will be left with unskilled and semi-skilled persons. Now, that doesn't spell good news. It doesn't at all. I mean, that's a bleak picture being painted there. So what can we do? What can we do to make Nigerians think Nigeria? That should be a topic on its own. I should think about it next week, I should say. What should we do to make Nigerians think Nigeria? Because, like I said, when we go over there, we still would have to build those countries. Remember, I was talking about Nigerians schooling abroad the other time. In the UK, it is said that Nigerians contribute about £1.9 billion to the UK economy. So it's a simple question. What can we do? I mean, imagine all of these people in Nigeria putting in their best efforts. Question begging for answer. All right, it's time for me to open the phone lines. It's time for you to contribute. Let's have you have your say on the issues that we've raised. The big headlines, that is 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002. That's the first number to call. You can call the other number, 0817-923-0003. Once again, 0817-923-0003. You could send your messages, WhatsApp 0809 0306416. Once again, 0809 0306416. Better still, you can go on Facebook. We're live on Facebook. Nigerian for PH is the handle. We're active on Twitter, Nigerian for PH, and we're live on YouTube, Nigerian for PH. If you want to see me, go and watch me live. All right. Let's look at some of the messages that this one says. Someone will be arrested today or suspended after meeting with President Tinubu. Just thinking aloud. This is because after meeting with the president, the guest is either arrested or suspended. Ima Otaka in Chuba. I guess that's on a lighter note. This one says, Asari meets Tinubu. Very good. That's our next Minister of Defense. Just wait. Big Ben. I don't think that's possible. I don't think so. This one says Chinda's emergence as the minority leader of the House of Representatives is the most cheering news I've received in recent time. Ex-Governor Wike has finally laughed last. He was outsmarted 4 years ago. Very bad news for Atiku. All right, I've got Ozuke from Awuda. Let's listen to what he has to say. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome. Let's talk.
This is Ozuke from Ahoda.
All right.
50% of Nigerian professionals leaving the country.
52% of Nigerian professionals. 52%.
Professional, yeah. It is quite obvious that the country is not favorable to professionals. Rather, it's favorable to the politicians. A situation whereby someone studying, maybe like I, for example, I studied quantity survey at River State University of Science and Technology. Graduated to 18, and for the period of time, I had nothing better doing. I decided to engage myself in agribusiness.
Okay.
Could you imagine brooding a bed require light? Then now, what's the cost of charcoal, bag of charcoal, which is 8,000 naira, and how many are you burning to raise 500 beds or 1,000 beds per week? A situation where there is steady light, you use your 200 watts and brew them up. Because at that stage, you need light. In most parts of Nigeria today, we don't have constant electricity. How could agriculture survive in such country? It's very clear that the professionals are not favored in this country, but the politicians or the looters. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. I've got Kristen calling from Port Harcourt. Kristen, greetings to you. What's on your mind? I'd like to hear it.
Canada. My concern is with the subsidy removal and all that, and the plans of the government to pay that.
Okay.
One question that answer. Is the whole essence of the subsidy removal not giving some funds to channel it to other sectors?
That's what it is.
The economy.
That's
and
what
develop
it is.
The country at large. If that is the case, why that won't get to solve the economic problem? I think the best thing to do is to use the money recouped from subsidy removal in improving power supply. Canada, believe me, if we have constant power in this country, most of our economic problems will be solved by more than 50%.
Okay.
Because the local production here is dependent on power supply, which they spend much on because the government power supply is nowhere to be found. Thank you.
All right, but Christian, can I explain something to you? Are you willing? Okay. So this is what it is. If the government continued to pay subsidy, the government would have spent about 8 point something trillion naira from the end of June to the end of the year. So now they are budgeting 702 billion naira, right? That's what they're budgeting. It's not near half of that money they would have used for subsidy. So they are saying, you know what, let's just cushion the effects of the removal of petrol subsidy, so that the people can have a good what do you call it?
Well, remember, this is not the only money they are planning to pay. There are talks of increment to minimum wage. There are talks of payment to low-income earners and all that. So when you add all this up, you might be getting to a figure that won't make sense again.
Okay.
If you just propose the subsidy removal and whatever they want to pay now. Now, if like that, if you look at it holistically, there are people who doesn't have any link to the government, both state and federal, in terms of gaining anything from them, apart from these little amenities, like the road and, it's clear we've been enjoying subsidies before now. So what happens to those people? Those people depend on whatever they get their hands on. So
all right.
Yeah, so what happens to them? How would the government take care of them?
All right, thank you very much for your time, Christian. Keep your calls coming in, 08179230002 and 08179230003. Those are the numbers to call me with. This one says, Nigeria is the only country where almost all our citizens want to leave the country. If 52% of our professionals leave, what do we have in a system that does not even recognize the activities? And half of the professionals will be on strike. Ezekiel Isaiah has painted a very bleak picture yet again. But let's go to this one. This one says, good afternoon. It is unfortunate, but the truth be told, a country that you will finish school and you can stay for 10 years without a job, what do you expect? Even when the job openings are there, when you don't know someone, it is difficult to get it. Imagine River State government job where someone will just stay somewhere and write people's... Okay, I mean, you don't have proof to that, so I won't read that. But you say, if I have an opportunity to travel the next minute, I won't even think about it when I'll grab the offer. Great country, poor leadership, somewhere from Port Harcourt. I've got Dixon from Outer West. Dixon, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, my brother, this is Comrade Dixon Israel Igbo from Outer West.
Welcome then.
Yeah, I want to chip in about the meeting that was held with Asari Dokubo by the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm appealing to President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Tinubu, and Asari Dokubo. They should discuss properly about insecurity in Niger Delta.
Okay.
Because as I speak to you, so many communities in Outer West, they cannot sleep in their two eyes closed. The business of the days has been paralyzed.
Okay.
And no movement of good living again. People cannot go to their community and farm and do other things. So they should discuss properly on security matter. So you think Asari Dokubo is the right person to discuss about security in the Niger Delta? That's the question. Do you think it's the right person? All right, keep your calls coming in. I'd like to hear from you. Let's see, who do we have here? 92.3.
Yeah. Good day, this is Abdul from MMA.
Abdul from MMA, welcome. Let's talk.
Okay. Please, I wanted to speak on this 52% of professionals living in Nigeria.
Okay.
My take is that I think the statistics said that they are leaving. But what the statistics did not capture is that what do they do there? If you're a professional in certain things, most of them drop what they learn there and do other things.
But I'm not much about concerned what they do outside. I'm much about the impact it will have on the Nigerian society. Because if they leave evacuate.
If you tell us that what they actually the system.
Okay.
Most of the team we call ourselves professionals. We know that we are half baked.
Okay. Okay.
So when you now get outside there, you can't even compete with them apart from their system there. You are just there for survival.
All right.
And so when we add that statistics, because truly we are talking about the professionals. We have a class difference there. Somebody talk about politicians. I agree with him, but the professionals have to find a way around it to take Nigeria back.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much.
That's my point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abdul. I've got... okay.
Yeah, the international airport.
I've got Elumba from Asari.
I agree with you, my brother.
Greetings to you. Welcome.
What I want to ask you, Canada, because novice. See, this question of effect of subsidy. Tell me what they will give us now that will eat in, that will carry us at least for 1 month.